All right, so here's part 2 of your warm-up, just the warm-up side of your math paper. So here's number 8. Number 8 says Camden jogged 3 7/10 miles to the park and then 3/4 miles back home. How far did Camden jog in all? Okay, so you're adding the two fractions together, and I did some of the work ahead of time, so this video is a little bit shorter. So your common denominator is 20, because if I wrote out my multiples of 10, my multiples of 4, 20 would be my common one. You could use 40 too. If you did 10 times 4, you're just going to simplify at the end a little bit more. All right, so 10 times 2 is 20. What you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So you have 7 times 2 is 14. 4 times 5 is 20. So what you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, 14 plus 15 is 29. And your denominator stays the same, so you have 29 twentieths. So you need to change that to, don't forget we have our 3 too. Oh, almost forgot my whole number. You have an improper fraction, so you need to change the fraction part to a mixed number. So you're going to take 29 and divide it by 20. 20 can go into 29 one time, and you're going to subtract it. 29 minus 20 is 9, so you're going to have remainder 9. Okay, so this quotient would be your new whole number, but you have 3 there too, so you need to add that together. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Your remainder is your new numerator, and your denominator is 20. And you cannot simplify this anymore. So your answer choice is A. Okay. Remember, you guys can rewind, pause, whatever you need to do to go back to that answer if you need to. All right, so then number 9 says find the sum of 4 and 2/3 and 1 5/6. Well, I know 6 is a common denominator because if I did my 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, and I did my 6s, 6, 12, 18, 6 is my lowest common one. So 3 times 2 is 6. What I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. And your denominator stays the same. 4 plus 1 is 5. So again, you have an improper fraction, so you need to change that fraction to the mixed number part. So 9 divided by 6. 6 can go into 9 one time. 1 times 6 is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay? Your quotient, your 1, needs to be added to your whole number that you already had. So 1 plus 5 is 6. 3 is your new numerator. 6 stays as your denominator. Now you can simplify it, because remember, you need to first ask yourself, can 6 be divided by 3? And the answer is yes. So you would have 6, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6 and 1/2. So for number 9, that answer choice is C. All right, then you have number 10. All right, number 10, Valentina and Amelia, they live opposite directions from school. So the S is school. If you go west 1.5 miles, it's Valentina's house. If you go east 1 3/5 miles, it's Amelia's house. Or, yeah, Amelia. I think that's what that name is. And they want to know what the distance is between their two houses. So you need to add their two distances together. So 1 1/2 and 1 3/5. So your common denominator is 10. So 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So 3 times 2 is 6. All right, 5 plus 6 is 11. So you have 11 tenths. Don't forget your whole numbers. 1 plus 1 is 2. Then you have an improper fraction. So 11 divided by 10 can go in at one time with a remainder of 1. So it would be 2 and 1/10 miles. So that's answer choice. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. I didn't add this quotient here. So this needs to be a 3, 3 and 1/10. So your answer choice is D. All right, then we have number 11. Everybody good with that one? All right, turn to number 11. All right, number 11, you got to do quite a bit with. So first, I wrote down what my word problem told me, so I didn't have to keep going back and forth. It says, of DVDs sold at Malloy's garage sale, 1/3 are comedies, 1/4 are dramas, and 1/6 are music. What fraction of the DVDs are comedies or dramas? Show your work. So you needed to add your Okay, so you needed to add the comedies and dramas together. So you have 1/3 plus 1/4. Your common denominator is going to be 12. Okay, so 3 times 4 gives you 12. What you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. What you do to the bottom, you have to do it to the top. 3 times 1, 3. 4 plus 3 is 7/12. So 7/12 would be your answer because you cannot simplify it any further because 7 is a prime number. Okay, then the next part, B, what fraction of the DVDs are dramas or music? Show your work. So again, you're going to add your dramas and your music together. This one, your common denominator still is 12 because if you wrote out your multiples of 4 and your multiples of 6, 12 would be the lowest common one. So 4 times 3 is 12. So 3 times 1 is 3. 6 times 2 is 12. And 2 times 1 is 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5/12. And again, it's already simplified because 5 is a prime number and it can't go into 12 evenly. So there's your two answers for A and B. Then the next one says, did he sell any other type of DVDs? So, well, here's his DVDs. Here's the whole entire collection. So it's equal to 1 whole or 12/12, because remember, 1 whole, as long as the numerator and denominator are the same, it's 1 whole. So what we need to do for this one is you need to add up all of his DVDs and see if they equal 1 whole. If they equal 1 whole, then yes, that's the only types he sold. But if it doesn't equal 1 whole, there's other types that are missing that the word problem didn't tell us about. So you guys have already changed it to 12ths, and our common denominator was 12 between A and B. So we're going to stay with 12ths. So 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. So now we need to add them together. So 4 plus 2 plus 3. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. So your answer would be 9/12. So if I was taking my whole amount of DVDs and I was dividing them into 12ths, let me make sure I have 12ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 9 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them was his DVDs. So he has this amount here that we don't know what it is. So the question was, did he sell any other types of DVDs? Yes. 3/12 is another type of DVDs. And we don't know what that type is. It didn't tell us. Okay, so that's your warm up. What I'm going to do is Monday, I'm going to go over the other side, your homework side. So make sure you have that done. And if you didn't understand any of them, just try the best that you can. Do all the steps that you can think of doing. And then Monday, when we go over it, then you can check off your answers. I'm not going to give you guys a quiz today. I think you guys worked hard enough this week. As long as you're keeping up with your notebook, go back through and make sure you have everything done. Here, I'll go through real quick. So you did your warm-up, and that you could have done all of your work right in your notebook. Okay, so this is where we started. I gave you guys three adding fractions practice problems. That was number 1 that I gave you on the 16th. So let's see, that was Monday. Then that was number 3 that I gave, or 2 and 3 that I gave you. This was from Monday. So check your answers if you haven't. And then you guys did your warm-up in your notebook. So that was all the warm-up. And then I asked you guys to put some stuff from your packet in your notebook. So you glued this in on the 18th. So this was Wednesday. We did this subtraction 1 together. And then I asked you to glue these ones in and answer those 2 questions. And that was it. As long as you're caught up with those, on Monday, I'm going to go over your homework, side of your warm-up homework paper, and I'm going to go over these 2 questions and then give you guys something else to work on. So go outside. It's nice outside. Go outside, play. Even if you just sit outside and do your iPad, if you guys are on your iPad right now. Enjoy some family time. Get to know your siblings. Play a game. All right. I'll talk to you guys on Monday. I hope you guys have a great weekend.